Hi there riders, it's Jason from the E-Scooter Co and I hope you're doing well. I am really sorry we've been slam busy for 2020, crazy year, and I hope you're all safe. It has been a crazy year for us, we've been so busy, so I haven't managed to do any reviews. So I wanted to kick off 2021 with something that I pulled out of the box and I was like, this is different, this is magical, it basically got my engineering and attention to detail spark flowing again, and these guys set that. This is the Currus Panther. The Currus Panther is the flagship within the Currus range. It's a 60 volts, 1235 amp output supported by a 40 amp mini motors controller and the Eye-Throttle. But before I get into that, I wanted to share with you what I feel makes this scooter very different to everything that's out there at the market. The two boxes in front of me, this is every single electrical connector, and this is every single nut and bolt that's within this scooter. We didn't ask for this, so with every delivery that we get, we have to order parts that support our customers. We didn't ask for this. And I was like, hey guys, listen, we got nuts and bolts in the UK, thank you very much. They were like, no. You got nuts and bolts, you don't have our nuts and bolts. Every single nut and bolt is high grade polyalloy or stainless steel, and it's stamped torsionally with the grade of material. That attention to detail I haven't seen on mountain bikes that cost 10 grand. So that's the sort of attention to detail that Currus are bringing to us, and it is absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to move these out of the way, bear with me. So I'm going to try and keep this as short and sweet as possible. Currus Panther, this is the flagship product. It's very difficult to say that this is the flagship because I've ridden the Panther and I've ridden the NF Plus. The only difference being is the NF Plus is a 60 volt 27 amp, where this is a 60 volt 35 amp. But this is a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier. So the power to weight ratio, they're very similar. So it's down to your personal preference. It'd be very difficult for me to say which one's better than the other, but they are both, you wouldn't be disappointed with either one of them. What I want to try and emphasize on these is the attention to detail, the engineering and the quality control on this. This manufacturer, Currus, nothing comes close to them. Nothing. I have seen many scooters come out from a lot of different countries and companies. These guys are setting the benchmark with their build, their finish, and their thought process and engineering. Now you can see that they've gone for a slightly different suspension system that you're typically used to. What you'd normally see on an e-scooter is like a dogleg system, which is a swing arm with a spring in the middle. That's a good system when you want to reduce weight and reduce size. The only problem is if you're riding, say if you're riding in this direction, there's your front arm. If you go down a pothole, the shock of that, the shock wave, is going to go straight up the swing arm into the joint, and that spring doesn't get to do its job. This is a wishbone system which is used in mountain bikes, cars, motorbikes, tried and tested. You're not going to get that problem here. So this is the Rolls-Royce or the Range Rover in terms of its suspension and its finish. It's absolutely beautiful. So it's got a coil along with an air shock that runs through the middle. So they're utilising the best of both worlds. They've got the coil system, which is durable and reliable, and is a great support unit for the air piston that's in the middle of that, which gives you the adjustability and the customization. So different size rider or different style of rider can change the rebound and the softness of that spring system, and they've run it on both front and back. The great thing about this system is under load or under pressure, The distance from wheel to wheel doesn't increase. On a what I would consider as a traditional dogleg system on most e-scooters, under pressure it will increase and decrease. It doesn't do that on this. So your balance point and your centre of mass doesn't change. So in terms of stability, this is absolutely fantastic. And the minute you ride it, you can feel that it's completely unique. The geometry, the finish, and even down to the engines are completely different to everything that I've ridden. The engines are lower pitch and gruntier, and if I had to say they were like an engine of like a Lamborghini, a real low pitch sound. And personally, I like it. I don't like silent engines. I don't like being run over by a Prius because I can't hear the thing coming. I actually like having a bit of sound behind the engines. It's part of the experience. The biggest thing about this, well, other than the weight, which weighs about 50 kilos, so this isn't a solution that you want to be humping upstairs. This is the sort of e-scooter that you want to roll in and out of your garage going to somewhere. It's not the most transportable at 50 kilos, and the handlebars don't lock down. For me, this is what I personally use. Take it out of the garage, go to location A, B, and C. This will take me all the way to Z, with that 60-volt battery. For me, the geometry, the finish, and the attention to detail is what draws me to Currus. Let me just turn it on for a second. So, I'm not going to turn this into the camera, but this is insanely bright. You need to be careful. I would tilt that down and away because it is very bright. Traditional low lighters here and brake lighting system at the back. I like this. By the way, hydraulics, and they haven't gone with traditional Zoom and nut, which are Shimano copies. They've gone for an original brand, and when they top them up at the factory, they do it correctly, and there's the correct amount of liquid and bite in this. We've opened up a handful of scooters prior to shipping, and all of them have been exactly on point. So credit to the team that are putting this together and the quality control. This is something that often slips with many manufacturers. But as you can see, as I'm pulling it, I like that. It's not too leery, it's not too loud, and it does the job. If people are behind you, they're going to know you're going to brake, and they're going to back off you. Subtle LEDs here, nothing that basically detracts away from what the actual engineering is. I personally love the finish, the design, and the aesthetics of this scooter. The geometry of it also plays a big factor into it. So, Currus are going to be bringing out a handful of scooters over the next coming months into 2021 and 2022. And I am super excited. If they can bring this level of attention, this level of engineering to everything that they bring to market, they're going to change the marketplace because everyone's going to have to up their game, which isn't a bad thing. I think companies, be that in motorsports, be that in manufacturing of sports equipment, suddenly change it, everyone's got to lift their game. And at the moment, I think this is the company that's ahead of everybody else in terms of its manufacturing and finishing. Currus have gone with a high production value, but actual low production quantity, which if you're looking at this price tag of in excess of 3,000 is where you want to be. You don't want to have one of 10,000 scooters. This is one of very limited. And I personally like that. It's a very exclusive, high value, high engineered piece of equipment. And guys, Currus, you've done a very good job on it. I'm very impressed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to leave you with it. This is the Currus Panther.